RV and FJ plus reviews.
Welcome to RV and FJ Vacations.
I'm going to San Francisco. I will find a disco. I will find a great love. I'm going to San Francisco. Call me, I'll take you.
This room is a 2-queen room. Here's the patio. This patio was really nice. I was kind of shocked at how good the plantings were. The seating was really comfortable. It was everywhere too. There just wasn't a couple. You can see way in the back there. There was some tables and chairs. There was fire pits out there. Every night we ended up going out there and having drinks and maybe some charcuterie, fancy talk for crackers and cheese and salami. But we had a great time out there. You can see a little entertainment center, a little desk here. We got a microwave and a refrigerator. And it was empty so that you could use it. No extra waters came with it that I could remember. There might have been, but I don't remember. This funky sofa that looked more cool than anything, but it ended up being comfortable. Here's the bedroom. You got two, actually they might have been fulls instead of queens. I don't 100% remember, but they were very comfortable. Nice little exit to the patio there, extra TV in there, luggage. And then over here was the closet. The closet was well appointed. You got a place to put your bag right here, ironing board and iron, and a bunch of hangers, way more than normal. An older sink top setup, a little dated but really functional. Then you have a separate room for the bathroom and the shower, and that thing that I hate where they put the stuff on the wall instead of giving you the little tiny bottles. I like those better. And then back to looking at the living room one last time. Pretty cool, huh? So we ended up going out and hanging out in the Misson district, and very colorful, very bustling and stuff. It was hard to get a shot where there wasn't just 1,000 people blocking the view, but we eventually were able to do it. And I really enjoyed walking around, going through the shops in here. The artwork was, the buildings were just beautiful.
Then we headed over to Dolores Street to the Misson San Francisco de Asis. Founded in 1776, it's the oldest intact building in San Francisco. It's a really beautiful site, but we couldn't go inside because we didn't know you had to have an appointment. So if you'd like to see the inside, which is, I'm sure, just as beautiful, you'll have to plan ahead. Lunch at Whiz Burgers, burger stand that's been there since 1955 for a nice, delicious lunch of burgers and shakes.
Then a jump over to Orange Alley for the Peephole Cinema. Just stick your eye against the peephole and see a silent film, but unfortunately it was closed. And then the Latin Rock Mural House. This place is beautiful. Take a look at this artistry. I've never seen anything quite this extensive and beautiful. I'm sure there are other things like this in San Francisco that I missed, but this one just blew us away. For day 2, we crossed the Golden Gate Bridge. The construction began in 1933, ended in 1937. The longest span is 4,200 feet, about 746 feet high, and there's clearance of about 220 feet at high tide. And about 89,000 people cross it every day. It was considered a historic landmark in 1987. Across the bridge was Muir Woods National Monument. It was established in 1908. 554 acres, of which 240 acres are sequoias. During peak season, 6,000 visitors a day from April to October go through Muir Woods. It's about $8.50 per car at the time of filming, $15 per person to go in. There's a visitor center and bathrooms at the entrance.
Muir Woods contains 6 miles of mostly flat, but a few more challenging walking trails through hundreds of giant sequoia trees, some of which reach 300 feet tall, and some as wide as 22 feet in diameter. These are some of the tallest living things on Earth. It was an awesome place to visit.
I was very surprised at how easy the walking was on these trails. Even if you had some mobility issues, you should have no problem hiking these trails, even getting up quite high like we were just now. We're about halfway up in height, and you can see off to your left just how high up we really were. It was such an easy trip. Even through these twisty areas, they were still relatively flat, relatively easy. Now, I was probably at my heaviest here, about 242 pounds. Ugh. But still, nice, easy, got some great exercise, some great views, and these little twisty areas were so much fun to walk through.
It was actually a pretty easy trail climb to get up this high for this view.
The stairs, the paths, and the bridges were all meticulously maintained. I really wish we had spent more time here. We only had a couple 3 hours. It wasn't enough. I really wish we had spent the entire day. The ride back was on a really windy road. It was the car version of those paths almost, with cliffs on the side and twists and turns. San Francisco Bay Area is a really wild ride.
In 0.2 miles, turn right to Panoramic Highway.
Look out for the edge.
Those couple of bumps, I can't tell, did I just hit dirt or is it just the edge of the road?
Next, we visited wine country and headed over to Sonoma Valley. Our first stop was Buena Vista Winery, one of the oldest vineyards in California. We did a wine tasting in their main tasting room called the Press House and had a flight, which is $35 for 4 glasses of wines. We also got a cheese plate, which was $30, meant for 2, but it was plenty and tasty enough for our party of 4. Then we explored the grounds and wine cellar and other tasting rooms, which are very elegant.
We walked around this Harathsey cellar of 1857, an older vintage wine label that is also sold at this Buena Vista Winery. This was very interesting. There was a series of bars, cellars, museum. I'm not really sure what this was. And check out these chairs. I mean, they had all the originators of the winery etched into those plastic chairs. It had like a spooky, classy, dimly lit yet brightly lit area. It was a bunch of crazy looking stuff. Look at the artistry in this place. And people walking around, but almost nobody was down here, which was very unusual. I love the carving on this. This is beautiful. right here, there's I didn't even notice it, there was a bear right there, stuffed bear. I'm surprised it didn't scare me. This room was elegant, but who would drink wine on white furniture like this? I would just be too afraid. Hopefully it's all Sombrella. Beautiful, beautiful lighting in here, ornate pieces. These vats were gorgeous. I went outside, they had this great fountain out there. Everything was just beautiful. And then check out this lizard.
And on our way out, we went through a little maze, which was a fun time. I would definitely recommend visiting this winery, but make a reservation before you go, because depending on the season, it can get very busy.
Oh, dead end.
Oh.
Well, here's the middle. I think this is where you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to get to this and then get back again. I've been lost here for years.
That was a fun little maze. I enjoyed it a lot. Got a little lost, but got back out pretty easy. There's a wine and self-storage unit. Isn't that nuts? Yeah. Next, we swung over to Francis Ford Coppola Winery. Again, not a sponsor. This was a beautiful place. It was a more modern place. It doesn't have the history that most of them do, but it's still done first class. Then you go up a set of stairs and you go onto this big patio in the back, and there are wine tastings, which we did, and overlook the vineyard. It was beautiful. Although I've never been to Italy, it kind of reminded me of being in Italy. Everything was just beautiful, and again, this place wasn't really busy, which was nice. We had the place kind of to ourselves, and they had this big two-story gift shop and museum. So you can see all of the stuff that they have there for sale, plus that giant Tucker right in the middle of the floor. And when you went up to the second floor, you could find more things to shop for, more pieces of memorabilia from him. Plus, by looking through the floor, you can then see the Tucker again. Couldn't get enough of it. I love that thing. And then there was this nice expansive museum with props from his movies, which was very fun to look at, very educational, very, I don't know, it took up quite a bit of time. I just loved looking at all these things from all these movies that I've seen. The actual props were actually there. Well, that's it for this episode. Join us on the next episode while we continue our San Francisco adventure.